Hey everybody, Carl here. Welcome back to Trails to Azure. We're in the previous episode. We defeated, well, partially defeated at least, Aryan Rod, atop Stargazer's tower. We've stopped the bells from resonating. We've brought down the barrier around Crossbell City, and now we're going to our next great adventure. But night is setting. It is the perfect time to get a little introspective, check out our friends, see how they're doing, and if I remember where the record menu is, let's check out some of these things right here. So, forged a strong bond with Ellie, maxed out. Tio, maxed out. I haven't checked these beforehand, so I hope they're all maxed out. Randy, maxed out. Noel, maxed out. Wazy, maxed out. Rixia maxed out, Dudley maxed out, and Kia, Francis, Seal, Ilya, and Sully. Not that I know how that bonding's gonna manifest, but it's all maxed out. We've done our due diligence this game, which means let's begin with a talkie round and just see how people are doing. Sadly no bonding with you, Zaid, but you're still a good boy.
Tomorrow, we carry out our operation. Upon disembarking, I intend to enter the city as a reconnaissance unit. Though my point of landing will differ from yours, know that I will hasten to your side should you require it.
Thanks, Zaid. We appreciate the backup. That reminds me, the wolves in the mountains will be helping out too, right?
Yes, I instructed them to lend their aid to the resistance force from the CGF. They should prove a worthy opposition for the Red Constellation, provided they use the terrain to their advantage.
I think Second Lieutenant Murray and the others will be more than happy to have the support.
Yes, however, that is as much assistance as I can provide. The task of rescuing Kia ultimately rests on your shoulders. As I'm sure you know, there are still many trials and tribulations standing between you and her.
I know, but it doesn't matter. Nothing is going to stop me from reaching Kia, no matter what. Just you wait and see, Zaid.
So I shall. Show me what you're capable of. The task is on you. Whether you triumph or founder, I'll be certain to witness it for myself.
Rixia, what a beautiful night. What are you doing out here, Rixia? Oh, Lloyd. I just finished preparing for tomorrow, so I came out here to clear my mind a little. Tomorrow's the day. We'll finally be infiltrating our way back into Crossbell City. It was only a short while ago that I left, and yet, somehow, I feel as if I've been missing it for ages. I know what you mean. The Aeons have refocused their attention on defending the city, now that the barrier is down. But even so, it's hard not to wonder how everybody at Arkansas is holding up. I imagine they're still practicing, even now. The show must go on after all. No matter the circumstances, the troop is always perfecting its craft and looking forward, not behind. That's the way Ilya always did things. The spirit of Arkansas itself. I guess I can't argue with that. If you don't mind my asking, what comes next for you after we liberate Crossbell City? I intend to see Ilya again and continue my time on the stage dancing with Arkansas. But although that desire does burn within me, I have no idea how to carry it out. I don't even know what I'm going to say to Ilya and Sully the next time I see them. The words escape me. I get where you're coming from. But for what it's worth, I have no doubt that Ilya and everyone at Arkansas will always accept you. My advice would be to not think too hard about it. Be yourself, Rixia. I'm sure everything will turn out all right. Be myself? Lloyd? If it's not too much trouble, could I ask you to make some time for me later? Huh? I think I've been a little on edge lately, so I'd appreciate the opportunity to chat a little more before tomorrow's operation, just for a short while. Could I ask you to come back here and keep me company again when you're done making preparations? Oh, Rixia. I would be delighted. If you think it'll help, then yeah, I can do that. I appreciate it. I'm gonna stay here for a while and enjoy the breeze. There's no rush. Take as much time as you need to prepare for tomorrow. I'll head to the deck once I'm done making my final preparations in the nap room.
Oh, an invitation from Rixia.
I'm gonna stay here for a while longer and enjoy the breeze. There's no rush. Take as much time as you need to prepare for tomorrow.
Speaking of rush, we kind of rushed through some of the bosses at Stargazer's Tower, and it came back to bite us. We've scanned everybody we came across, but much like the Teagle 5 unit that we missed during the Chapter 3 finale, Duvali can apparently, become a body double. She'll spawn a body double that we can also scan. I did not get that, so technically I could reload the previous save and go through that, but it's honestly a whole episode's worth of replaying, and I'm happy about how it went with Aryan Rod, even though we spent a lot of burst orbs and the like that ultimately did not benefit us because we didn't win. I'm still happy with just how that whole thing went down, so look at her crazy stats. The insano Aryan Rod is. But we'll be defeating her on New Game Plus, mark my words, and then we'll get that scan on Duvali, the Swift Double. Now then, I'm curious. No sneaky reports in the night, everything's reported and good. Grace, what's up?
So, you guys are really gonna try to liberate Crossbell City? You're putting your lives on the line to fight the new regime. If this fails, the narrative is going to be that the president was right all along. I hope you realize that. History is written by the victors, remember? Looking back, we're told the ends justify the means, just like in Calvert's bloody revolution. I know. Everything comes down to tomorrow. We know that better than anyone. My bad. I'm not trying to put even more pressure on you. It's just, as a journalist, I have a responsibility to see how Crossbell's fate plays out and relay it to the people. But beyond that, I'm still my own person, and I'm rooting for you from the bottom of my heart. The SSS is Guy's legacy after all. You're the living embodiment of everything he ever fought for. Grace, I don't know what to say. You can promise to give it all you got tomorrow for a start. Do it for Kia's sake, too. Right, we will.
Oh, the final day approaches. An arduous day lies ahead of you, Lloyd. That you and your young friends should be made to bear the burden of Crossbell's future, well, there's simply no excusing it. As one of our state's 2 highest-ranking representatives, I can only hang my head in shame.
You have nothing to be sorry for, Speaker McDowell. If it weren't for your willingness to make the declaration of invalidity, we would have never gotten this far. You played your part admirably, but from here on, this is our fight. This is something we have to do.
Thank you, though I hope you can at least accept my apology. Still, if that is how you feel, I have faith you will succeed in liberating the city. In the meantime, I must plan for what comes after. It is my hope that the harried citizens of Crossbell will be able to return to their peaceful lives as soon as possible.
We hope so too.
I have faith that you will succeed. May the goddess watch over you all tomorrow.
I'm gonna do all the non-cast people talkies, methinks. And just quickly, while we're in the neighborhoods, starting to run a little low on these here. So there we go, more battle scopes.
I know it's still too early to get ahead of ourselves, but this is quite an impressive group of allies we've assembled here. We have not only the police and church working together, but also the CGF resistance, Hey Yui, a divine wolf, and even the famed assassin Yin. With a team like this, I don't think there's anything we can't accomplish.
That's true. Oh, the both of them. All right. Wazy, Abbas, are the two of you drinking? Why not? We're both finished with a little bit of prep we had to do. Care to join us? Honestly, are you gonna be alright? The operation is tomorrow, you know. I can't help but notice the several empty glasses you've already racked up.
You need not worry. These are Ventus's special virgin cocktails, made to order. Rest assured, they will not interfere with our faculties come tomorrow's operation.
If you say so. I can at least take your word for it, Abbess. Would it kill you to have a little faith in me when I drink on my own, too? On a more serious note, there's something I should have told you all earlier. We've been given approval by His Holiness the Pope to participate in tomorrow's mission. Wow, straight from the top, huh?
Generally, the Merkabah is a church secret. Our policy is to avoid using it during large-scale operations. However, given the state of chaos across the continent, some exposure is no longer avoidable.
That makes sense. Either way, I'm grateful for the church's verdict. Tomorrow's the big day, Wazy. I hope you're just as ready as the rest of us. Oh, I am, my good leader. Believe me.
You have the full support of the Merkabah's crew as well, Bannings.
Right. There's one more thing I should probably tell you about. Huh?
Wazy, need I remind you that matter is still supposed to be classified at this point?
Oh, is it now? Then I guess I'll just have to make sure it stays between us, won't I?
Very well then. The choice of whether or not to apprise him ultimately lies with you.
I'm not sure I follow. Oh, but you'll want to. It has much to do with you after all. All of you, in fact. Piqued your interest yet? If so, I can meet you on the deck later and lay a few things bare.
Well, why not? I was just gonna double book me. How does this work?
Fine. I think I get it. I'll see you on the deck later then. Uh-huh. Just you and me.
A word of advice, Wazy. Take care to not say any more than necessary.
I know, Abbess. I know. I still have a drink to finish here, so I'll head up when I'm done. Don't wait up for me. I should go apologize to Rixia for not being able to join her later. That's kind of rude of you, Lloyd. Lloyd apologized to Rixia for not being able to meet with her as promised. Okay, so I can only accept one person, but obviously we have the power of save loading, so that's how it's gonna go down. Okay. Makes sense. Otherwise, it's just a line of people waiting to talk to me on the deck. It's kind of weird.
Bear in mind that what Wazy intends to reveal is strictly confidential. The decision is his, so I have no say in the matter, but I believe we can trust you.
Because we have to go through all the bonding scenes, because, we want to, and there's achievements involved. There's one more thing I should tell you about, but we'll have to keep it behind closed doors. Come to the deck when you can. I'll head there once Abbas and I finish our drinks. How are things in here?
Those 3 Aeons are going to be our greatest challenge during tomorrow's operation. Whether or not we can keep them busy will make or break your infiltration into the city. It's going to take the combined efforts of every one of our allies to pull this off.
True. While we're here though, at the factory, we could in fact upgrade the Titonator. We should unlock one of her slots. Other than that, Noel. Yeah, that was a pretty reasonable price for you, Noel. But some of these people are struggling more. Ellie. Ellie deserves one right there. Now I could also make myself a new Action 3 here, actually. And I will. I will, good sir. So, Lloyd Bannings. So we have... I haven't actually used an Action 3. Though I think I have another one, so I think I have 2. Probably just never equipped them. Okay. Let's not think too much about that. That is down 1 on move, but it's okay. I'm a speed freak. I don't care.
Action 3.
Evade 3. We got 3s across the line there, looking pretty good on the main team, if you will. Also this force gem right here. It's so satisfying having a master quartz and leveling it up. But how are you ladies? Good evening, Lloyd. Hey, come join us. I know, Fran. You two seem surprisingly calm, considering tomorrow's agenda. Oh, do we? Actually, I was in the middle of triple-checking my weapons until Fran came in. Don't sound so annoyed, Noe. I came down here to give you some emotional support. Besides, I'm already done with all my preparations for tonight. Dependable as always. But operational support is what we're gonna need more than ever. So make sure to get some rest tonight, okay, Fran?
Don't worry, I will. In fact, that's the real reason I came down here. Nothing recharges my batteries like spending some quality time with Noe.
I'd say you're exaggerating, but knowing you, you're definitely not. You can stay, but at least let me get some work done. Fran. That reminds me, Lloyd. I think I'll try to get in contact with the commander again tonight. We should reconfirm our strategy with her one last time ahead of tomorrow's operation. That sounds like a good idea. Just don't forget, you're gonna be infiltrating the city with us, Noel. You should get a good night's sleep once you're done preparing too. Yes, sir.
Hey, Noe. You're not just gonna let the conversation end like that, are you? This is your big chance. Don't let him get away now.
Chance for what? Knock it off, Fran. Is everything okay there, Noel? Your face is starting to turn as red as your hair.
No, it's just... Go for it, Noe.
Would you be free to meet me up on the deck? It can wait until later if you want. It's not a big deal or anything, but there's something I really want to ask of you, Lloyd. In private. Well, I can't say no to Noel. Sure, I'd love to. It's rare for you to ask anything of me, honestly.
Way to go, Noe.
Okay then. I'll see you there after I finish up. I should go apologize to Wazy for not being able to join him later. Big church testament secrets. Quality time with Noel. Cute girl. Church secrets. Lloyd apologized to Wazy for not being able to meet with him as promised.
Make sure to really listen to everything Noe has to say out there. Okay, Lloyd? I'll be eagerly awaiting the results.
I wonder why Fran's so invested in this. Man, you're thick in the head. So, there's something I really need to talk to you about, Lloyd. Meet me on the deck later tonight. I'll head there once I finish up. Randy Orlando. Sup, Lloyd? Hey, Randy. You guys doing some maintenance on your weapons? Yep. Tomorrow's operation is gonna be the turning point in all this, And once the moment arrives, it'll be Berserker's time to shine. We gotta make sure he's ready for it. Come to think of it, we've been so busy lately that I haven't had the time to do any tuning up myself. Maybe I should work on my tonfas tonight while I have the chance. See? Now you're thinking. Luckily, your tonfas don't have small bits that need tweaking, the way a rifle does. It'd probably be good just throwing on some polish and giving him a good rub down. I guess, yeah. I have to say though, you're being a lot more thorough with this than I would have expected. From the looks of it, you haven't missed a single day of upkeep on your rifle or your stun halberd. Of course, man. Weapon maintenance is combat 101. Taking care of a rifle's like taking care of a lady. You gotta be gentle and focus on the right parts. If you don't, you'll find yourself in a world of hurts, no matter what kind of battlefield you're on. Sorry. I hope I didn't accidentally drag up any unpleasant memories. What do you have to apologize for? You're not wrong. Maybe it's finally time I told you. Huh? Hey, if you got some time later, mind meeting me up on the deck? It won't take long. Just want to tell you a little story. I'm there for you. Yeah, of course. I'll see you there later. Great. Then we're on. I'll let up once I'm done fixing this little guy up. I should go apologize to Noel for not being able to join her later. Hey, bros. Bros before Noels, what they say. Lloyd apologized to Noel for not being able to meet with her as promised. I'll be seeing you later. Just give me some time to finish fixing this little guy up. You got it. You got it, buddy. Alright, Teotot. Hanging out here?
Click, clack, click, clack. There. Preparations are nearly complete.
What are you up to, Tio? Hard at work?
Yes, I was performing a final systems check on the Merkabah before tomorrow's operation. I won't have any time to do it then, since I'll be disembarking with you. Once we gain access to the communication mainframe, I'll have to leave the rest of the hacking to Jonah and Fran.
I see. That sounds like a lot of extra work. Is there anything I can do to help?
No, that's okay. This is my area of expertise. Whatever aid I need can be addressed by Jonah. As our leader, you should be saving your energy instead of fretting over the minutiae.
Hardly. It's still my responsibility to make sure we're fully prepared for tomorrow. Still, I get what you're trying to say. I'll just leave you to it.
Actually, Lloyd, there is one thing you could do. I have a topic of discussion I wish to consult you about.
Consult? Is there something weighing on your mind?
Yes, but I'd rather not have this talk here. Could I ask you to go to the deck of the Merkabah when you're done preparing?
Sure, Tio. No problem. I'd be more than happy to lend you an ear.
I'll be looking forward to it.
You know what they say? Tios before bros. I should go apologize to Randy. Lloyd apologized to Randy. Man, I'm making a lot of enemies tonight.
I will head to the deck after completing my tasks here. In the meantime, I look forward to the talk we promised to have.
Me too. Jonah?
Once you enter the city, that'll be my cue to start hacking from the Merkabah. Do me a favor while you're in there and cause as much chaos as you can, okay? Stirring up some confusion IRL will make it a whole lot easier to find an opening on the net.
We'll hold up our end of the bargain if you do. But just so we're clear, Jonah, I hope you aren't planning on pulling another all-nighter today.
So what if I am? I mean, sure, I don't have much work left, but come on, I'm a night owl. Besides, staying up till dawn gives you way more adrenaline than 8 hours of crappy sleep.
Listen, Jonah, tomorrow's gonna be a long day. There's no way you'll last if you're awake all night. As far as I can tell, you're almost done here, so march your hacker butt to bed and get to sleep ASAP if you know what's good for you.
Alright, I get it. I find a good place to stop and wrap things up, okay? Just cool it with the cop routine already. I'll be done with my prep work for tomorrow in a minute, and yeah, I'll go to bed after, so quit staring at me like that, will ya?
Good boy, good boy. Now then, Ellie, I saved the best for last. Tomorrow's the day we liberate Crossbell City. I'll finally get a chance to speak to Belle and Uncle Dieter, to ask why they did this, or maybe even talk them out of it. Then again, if they still refuse, we'll have no choice but to fight them. I know, and I'm already prepared to do so if push comes to shove. We have a debt to repay to everyone who has helped us despite the risks. Above all, this is a fight we can't afford to lose if we're going to take back Kia. Hey, Ellie. Don't forget, you're not fighting alone. We all trusted Dieter and Merkabah, especially after all they've done for us. The weight of facing them isn't just on your shoulders, it's on every one of ours. Lloyd, we're all in this together, Ellie. Tomorrow will be our day to cease. You're absolutely right. Thank you, Lloyd. That makes me feel a lot better. Oh yeah? Glad to hear it. One more thing, Lloyd. When you're finished preparing for tomorrow, would you mind meeting me on the deck? I'd like the chance to speak with you alone, if that's all right. Get decline. I'm here for you, Ellie. Yeah, sure. I have time if you do. Thanks. I'll see you later then. No, I should go apologize to Tio. Oh boy. I'll see you later. There's no rush though. Take as much time as you need to prepare. Now I wonder if I go to Wazy. So, there's one more thing I should probably tell you about. If you're up for it, I can meet you on the deck later. Ah, very nice. I'll decline. Oh, wonderful. So now I can very easily go back to the other ones. Because I figure once I do the nap, we're gonna have the talk. And so Ellie's on the chopping block, so to say. And then I want the rest, so seems like a save. It's a smart thing to have. Let's get this bond and show on the road. That's right. I promised to speak with Ellie. What should I do? Should I keep preparing for tomorrow, or? Be aware that speaking to the person you promised to meet will bring an end to your free time and advance the story. I think we are ready to go. Lloyd made his final preparations for the coming day and went outside to the deck. Ellie? I hope it didn't keep you waiting. Not at all. Thank you for coming, Lloyd. Have you finished preparing for tomorrow already? Yeah, for the most part. Actually, putting things into action is gonna be another question entirely, though. It's strange, isn't it? Everything seems like it's falling apart, yet here we are. I couldn't tell you why, but my mind is actually at ease. Belle, Uncle Dieter, and Kia. So many things still have to be settled, but I feel like we can push through this. Yeah. I feel the same way. Maybe it's because I've come to terms with it, or maybe because I've finally steeled myself for what I have to do. And that's thanks to everyone here, including you, Ellie. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart. If anyone should be expressing their gratitude right now, it should be me. Normally, I would be beside myself with worry, but having you beside me at this very moment, I know I can stand tall with my head held high. So, thank you, Lloyd, for always being there for me. Ellie. Well, I'm glad I've been able to help you. Honored, even. I guess it just goes to show that I've become more of a leader you guys can lean on. If only just a little. Don't be silly. You've been the one pulling us together since the very first day. I doubt any of us would have made it this far without you. But that's not what I wanted to talk to you about. Huh? This crisis. No matter how it ends, difficult times lie ahead for Crossbell. It pains me to say, but I have little faith the SSS will continue to exist the way it does now. Each of us will need to find our place in the world where we can best use the skills we've fostered to do what has to be done. And that's going to be picking up the pieces to rebuild Crossbell. I know. I plan to stay with the police if possible. But chances are, the CGF is going to ask for Randy's help after they revert back from being the defense force. And Tia will probably want to return to the Epstein Foundation to continue working with the Orbalnat. As for you, Ellie, my future lies in crisis management, whether in the administrative or diplomatic sphere. I have a feeling that my expertise in the matter is going to be in high demand. This is precisely what all my years of studying abroad have been for, so that I could learn the skills I need to help navigate Crossbell through crises like these. I understand. Thank goodness. Huh? That look that flashed across your face just now, it told me that you'd miss me if I was gone. Had you given me nothing more than your support and a pat on the shoulder, I'm not sure how I would have reacted. Oh, yeah? Well, you got me. I probably should have at least tried to have your back about it. I don't know if I can bring myself to let go so easily. Could I ask you to elaborate? The idea of me leaving upsets you. Do you feel the same way about Randy and Tia? Not exactly. Be honest with me, Lloyd. If there's anything I'm worried about right now, it's what you say in the next few seconds. You already know, don't you? The reason I asked you to meet me out here? Ellie. At first, it was only a simple crush. I saw a girl who was graceful, yet assertive, always willing to treat others with an open mind. From the moment I met her, I thought that she was beautiful in more ways than one. It's funny to look back on. I'd always pretend to be cool around her, try not to say anything stupid. But to be honest, I couldn't keep my heart from racing with every word she spoke. Lloyd? Of course, that was before I really got to know her. Within a month, I learned to be not her admirer, but her friend. I may have stopped putting it on a pedestal, but deep down, I was prouder than anyone to call her my teammate. At times, she'd come to me for advice, and I'd be overjoyed at the prospect of helping her tackle her problems in what little ways I could. We've been by each other's sides for an entire year, and through times both happy and sad, we've made it together. Even after we had to part for a short while, life brought us back into each other's lives. Right now, my heart still feels like it did back then, when we first met. Or, no, it's racing faster than it ever has. Lloyd. I love you, Ellie. Not just as a teammate, or as a member of the SSS family, but for the person you are. You're the only one for me. Lloyd, I feel the same. I love you too. We were finally able to finish what we started way back at the IBC. Yes, finally. You kept me waiting long enough. Sorry about that. Our life's work is bound to take us in different directions in the days to come. But even so, I promise to be there to support you. Not only when you need it most, but always and forever. Will you be that person for me too? Of course. Oh, it happened. It happened. He shattered the barrier that was the harem. He freaking meteor breakered all of those fools away and let Ellie know that she is the one for him. Lloyd and Ellie learned Star Blast 3. Their Star Blast combo craft was strengthened. Fine-Elie Together. Okay, so right after we finished the Ellie talk, it immediately proceeded to, play the rest of the chapter, like long cutscene, lots of things happened. So I made a save after that, and thanks to making a save after that, if we look at the records, we can see that I have Fine-Elie Together forged a strong bond with Ellie. How wonderful. Now, it's time to see the rest. That's what this episode is going to be all about. So, let's do a dudes. Let's do some dudes. I'm curious about you, Randy or Orlando. Hey, if you got some time later, it won't take long. I'll accept, buddy. See you there. should go apologize to Ellie. Womp womp. That's okay, though. I still think, yeah, Ellie's the true timeline. That's right, Randy had something he needed to talk to me about. Let's end our free time, and let's go meet him. Hey, you came. Randy. I know I'm the one who asked you here, but seriously, you're really gonna waste this moonlit night on another dude? Don't you got some pillow talk to be doing with a lady friend or something? That is absolutely none of your business. And besides, I don't have time to think about that right before the operation. Come on, you dumbass. This is the perfect chance to make your move. Just imagine it. Oh, Lloyd, I'm ever so worried about tomorrow. It's gonna be alright, baby. I'm here. Then boom, hug, kiss, and you're in the door, if you know what I mean. Bit of a leap from step 2 to 3, isn't it? Randy, I'm starting to get the sense that you're not nearly as good at this as you say you are. Oh, that's what you think, huh? So, you finished gearing yourself up for tomorrow? Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I was entirely psyched for it, though. When I think about Second Lieutenant Murray and the others, I realize I'm in no position to be complaining. Yeah, guess not. The Red Constellation's probably more than ready to push back the Resistance, and a Yui on top of that. But I doubt it's gonna be enough to drag Uncle Sigmund and Shirley out, at least. Still, if Gareth shows up again, the Resistance is gonna be hard-pressed to make it past him. True enough. The Red Constellation is even more fearsome than I've heard. Everything people say about them being the strongest core in Western Zemuria is no exaggeration. Our place in history goes back some time, as it turns out. All the way to the Dark Ages, even. The Orlando Berserkers. They were known far and wide as a tribe of warriors, mightier than any other. Their techniques blazed a trail in the art of combat, and their special training methods honed their bodies themselves into weapons. Since then, they've taken up the name of the Red Scorpion on their family crests, and become the Jaeger Corps you know today. So that's how it started. Hey, by any chance, were they the inspiration behind that full-contact foot race you arranged in the downtown district? Finally put 2 and 2 together? Yep, that's an exercise typically used for the Red Constellation's combat training, with a few tweaks here and there. Normally, it'd be identical to live combat. Wouldn't be out of the ordinary for some poor sap to die 10 steps out of the gate. Back when I was a kid, it'd make me run them day in and day out, to the point where I'd start coughing up blood. That's horrible. I'm guessing the one who trained you was your father, right? The war god. Yeah, Baldur Orlando. That old man was strict and merciless. May as well have been a lion made of steel. Three years ago, I got a mission straight from the war god himself. I had to go up against 2 squadrons from the Jaeger Corps, Zephyr, a longtime rival of ours. My unit and I were ordered to wipe them out. The enemy had twice the firepower we did. There was no way in hell we could take them head on. It would have been suicide. Making use of the terrain to employ guerrilla tactics was about the only advantage we could muster. Then, I had an idea, one that involved a little village nearby that I'd always visit to restock on supplies. I lured one of the squadrons straight into it as a diversion for a surprise attack. Then we set off a landslide to divide their ranks before picking off a good chunk of them on the spot. After that,
We blew up a barn on the outskirts, sending our enemies into a panic. It was easy to work out their escape route from there, so I had us cut them off and finish the job, all guns blazing. The plan was to avoid sacrificing any villagers in our scrum. But sometimes, shit just doesn't go the way you plan on the battlefields. The point where we opened fire was 50 yards closer to the village than we anticipated. And one building, the general store, got caught in the crossfire. The guy who ran it, he was probably the first and only friend I'd made outside of the Corps. Sometimes, when I wasn't out on a mission, I'd go to the bar with him to screw around and pick up chicks. He told me he dreamed of ditching the village to open his own bar. His dream, his entire life. I took it away from him. All of it.
Whoa, you really cleaned up here, Dolphy.
You passed, Randolph. Congratulations. You're now the next in line to bear the title of War God. Keep up the good work, and you're bound to follow in your father's footsteps. Not exactly the most heartwarming story, huh? And don't get me wrong. It's not that I wanted to ditch the Corps just because of my buddy's death. And it's not like I was sick of being a Jaeger either. It's just, I couldn't stop wondering. Between the guy with his modest dream of wanting to open up a bar, and my duty of becoming the next war god, fighting on the battlefield until the day I die, which of our lives truly had meaning?
Randy.
This is the fate that's been weighing on my shoulders since the day I was born. That's what I get for refusing to give in to the bloodthirsty warrior inside, like all the Orlandos who came before me.
Does that mean you're trying to break free of that fate, Randy? Is that the closure you want to find by defeating your uncle?
I guess so. Now that my old man's dead, there's no other way to cut myself loose for good. If I could take down that monster with the strength I have now, that's the person I've become. I bet I feel like I finally settled the score from 3 years ago. This time, I'm gonna buckle down and swim against the flow instead of with it.
So you are? You better believe that I'm gonna lend you a hand then. After all, what else are partners for?
Damn straight. Would have liked to just handle him on my own, but the guy's a total beast. You sure you're up for that?
Of course. Thanks for trusting me with this, Randy. I'm lucky to call myself your partner.
How many times do I have to tell you to stop whispering your sweet nothings at me?
Huh? Is that liquor?
Rum. It's the good stuff. Same bottle my pal and I were stashing away at that village's bar.
Oh.
I stored it with my rifle, but I couldn't bring myself to take another sip. Now though, I feel like I could finally down the rest of it. You want to join me for a shot? Wouldn't hurt to toast to Lady Luck for tomorrow.
Yeah, I'd love to.
What do you know? There was just enough left for two. Don't force yourself. It goes down pretty strong.
Please, I'm already an adult. I'll be fine. Cheers, Randy.
Yeah.
It really packs a punch.
Don't say I didn't warn ya. Savor it, kiddo. That's what being a grown-up tastes like. Ugh. I'll have you know, you're not the only mature one here. Hey, Randy. What's up? Let's go to Garante once this is all over. We could pick a new bottle to store. For the both of us. I prefer something a little on the lighter side, though. Can't imagine why. But yeah, let's do it! Burning Rage 3! Randy for Randy! Okie dokie. Oh, good scene. I think I want to just continue with the core crew. And so, you have a topic of discussion. Tio Tots. So, sorry, Ellie. Let's end our free time and let's see what's on our minds. Huh. Tio's here already? Tio?
Oh, Lloyd.
This is a first. You didn't even notice me until I said your name.
I suppose I didn't.
I finally finished getting ready for tomorrow. I don't have nearly as much to do as you and the others, but I guess I'm about as prepared as I'll ever be.
Likewise. We will need to be prepared if we hope to see Kia, Chief Sergei, and the others again. Not to mention, for that cop hasn't been meeting his dietary needs without us.
That's a good point. Now that I think about it, Jonah was the only Foundation member under supervision in Michelin. Kinda makes me wonder where Chief Roberts is. I hope he's okay right now. You think it's possible he returned to Lehman State, all things considered?
No. I believe Chief Roberts decided to disregard the Foundation's evacuation order and remain in the city. He wanted to confirm the status of the Orbital Network after Merkabah and her allies took control of it. But I wouldn't worry. Given his skittish nature, it'd come as an extreme shock if he were somehow caught.
I guess, but still, can't help being concerned.
Well, I suppose I may feel the same way myself, to an extent. Lloyd, may I ask for your advice?
Of course you can. Is it about that letter you were looking at before I interrupted by any chance?
So you noticed then. Abbas delivered it to me yesterday. It was postmarked from Altair in the Republic. The senders were my parents.
Really? They came all the way from the Remiferia to try and see you?
Yes. They haven't been able to contact me ever since Crossbell declared independence. After they heard the situation from the Foundation, they must have made their way to the eastern border. Aside from cargo, none are allowed to travel across the borders. Therefore, they haven't been able to progress any further.
But still, that's great news, isn't it? And Merkabah could make it to Altair in no time.
That won't be necessary. I've already written them back to inform them of my safety. And if I saw them now, I fear I would only lose my composure and become a burden on us tomorrow.
But...
You don't need to be upset on my behalf. I plan on seeing my parents as soon as this incident is resolved. For your information, I understand now what it means to feel homesick, thanks to you.
Me?
When all of us were separated, I was so lonely. When I heard you were being hunted by the Defense Force, It was like my heart was collapsing in on itself. But then, when you came for me, and I finally got to see you again, I felt so happy, as if my heart was about to burst instead. At that moment, I finally realized something. That I was living. I realized that caring for the people you hold dear is what makes you who you are. For so long, I had asked why I was alive and how I was supposed to live. For the first time, I felt that I knew the answers to the questions I wanted to ask Guy 3 years ago.
Tio.
Since then, we managed to reunite with Ellie, Randy, and everyone else. All of us have worked hard to come this far, for Kia's sake. And once I read this letter, read past tense, all of the feelings I'd been bottling up came flooding out. It's been so long since I've genuinely wanted to see my mother and father.
I'm happy to hear that, Tio. I really am. I'm flattered that you think I should take the credit for it. But if you've come to feel that way, then that's all you. And I couldn't be happier about it.
Lloyd. I have 2 requests for you. Will you humor me?
Sure. Anything you want. Don't be shy. Go for it.
Well, for starters, while I normally enjoy it when you pat my head like that, don't you think such a childish gesture sets the wrong tone on a special night like this?
You think so? Then again, I guess I get a little fuzzy too when Randy treats me like a kid, or my brother used to. So, what's the request? Tio?
Well, when we were reunited, I tried to run up for a hug, only to end up knocking the wind out of you. But it shouldn't hurt us much now, right?
Yeah.
You're so warm. I apologize for not being as plush and shapely as Ellie, but unfortunately, I have no say in the matter.
Actually, this is kinda nice. Maybe a little too nice, in fact. What shampoo does Tio use? Wait, no! What am I thinking? And your other requests? Now's as good a time as ever to make it, right?
Right. For my second request. Once everything is settled and my parents get on the Crossbell City, I want you to accompany me when I see them.
I'd be happy to. I figured it would only be polite after how long we worked together. I didn't have to ask for that one, you know.
No, it isn't so simple as exchanging introductions. I want to explain to them why I wish to remain in Crossbell, even after all that's happened. If I don't do it face to face, I doubt they will ever accept it.
Huh?
My friends are here, Mishi is here, and the Orbital Network will continue to grow here. I truly do love Crossbell. But above all, I want to tell them not just how I want to live, but my reason for doing so. I want to remain by the side of the person who gave me the answers I've been seeking for the rest of my days. That is what I wish to convey.
What? Hold on a moment. Wouldn't that imply...
You said I could ask for anything I wanted.
Ugh. Fair enough. I'm a man of my word. Once this is all resolved, I'll go with you and meet your parents. I better start rehearsing how I'm gonna explain this to them.
I'm sure you'll think of something.
Oh, perfectly wholesome, perfectly cute. Oh, Omega Strike 3. And she got self-conscious about like the plate mail. She took it off so she could finally give a proper hug. That was a nice scene. Omega Strike 3. All right, ready for the pun? Plato-nic Ideal. Nice. Okay. Oh, next one up. We've done the SSS now. I think I owe Noel. Actually, we just did a girl. Let's do boy. Let's do boy. Let's do Wazy. The bestest boy. All right. See ya then. Lloyd apologized to Ellie, but he got bewitched by the charms of Wazy and free time. Let's go. Oh, you really came. How could I not? The way you led me into this, I couldn't help but be curious. You say that as if I forced you. Don't deny that you're here out of the goodness of your hearts. I do love that about you, and that's the honest truth. All right. Enough of that. You wanted to speak to me about Kia, I'm guessing. Tell me what you know. As you wish. Normally, divulging any part of our agenda to outsiders would be forbidden. But as far as the Septarian of Zero is concerned, the Church is going to take a hands-off approach. And that applies no matter how the situation closes up tomorrow. Seriously? Since the snakes have largely retreated and the original Septarian is long gone, the Church has no just cause to interfere overtly. On the bright side, that means they have no jurisdiction as far as taking custody of Kia goes either. I guess that's one comfort. Thanks for telling me. Wait a minute. Wazy, where does that leave you? Can you still cooperate with us? The Fool and 7th Anguis aside, we've yet to confirm that the 6th Anguis has withdrawn. There are also those Aeons to consider. The technology they gave to the Croix family is still a significant threat. Until that's mitigated, I'll be allowed some degree of freedom to meddle around in things on the sly. That's one way to spin it. The more I hear, the more it feels like there's a bigger picture to all of this. A battle that's way out of my depth. The world you live in is shaped more by unseen influences than you know. As for me, I intend to end my 2-year undercover gig in Crossbell with a bang, not a whimper. You know, Wazy, sometimes I forget that you're only 17. That would mean you were just 15 when you were assigned this mission. The title of Dominion is a pretty big deal, right? How did you become one at such a young age? Dominions aren't born out of years of hard work and grubbing for promotions. Only those who are branded become Dominions, and being branded is preordained. Putting it like that, it sounds positively paranormal, and more than a little sketchy. Some priest you are. How about this brand, though? Is it that thing I've seen you use in battle? Mm-hmm. It's referred to as a stigma. It's a seal engraved on one's very soul, a source of power both great and detestable. It was 7 years ago that it first manifested on me. 7 years? Before you go jumping to conclusions, it had nothing to do with the DG cult. But I'd have to tell the full story to do it justice. That's fine. I'd like to hear it, if you don't mind. Come to think of it, I don't know much of anything about your life before Crossbell. It's a little odd, given all the stuff I've learned about you as a person. Traits, quirks, and all. Alright, I don't mind sharing. I was born in a remote region of Zemuria. The village I grew up in was isolated from the world. Contact with the outside was prohibited. Since ancient times, our village had worshipped its own deity, separate from Eidos. At a young age, I was burdened with the role of a medium, one who could supposedly hear the voice of this god. And I mean burdened. I'd been shackled with that duty against my will for as long as I could remember. The god was nothing more than some ancient relic they dug up somewhere. You can imagine how ridiculous I found it all. All I wanted was to be free from the meaningless fate I was bestowed. Then, one day, a bizarre phenomenon began to shake our hidden little village. One after another, the villagers started to slip into comas. I realized their so-called god had forsaken them. The relic had gone berserk, absorbing their vital force through the septium veins beneath us. I implored the village elders to seal the damn thing away once and for all, but they refused, opting instead to appease its rage with a sacrifice. In retrospect, my idea wasn't much better. Sealing away such dreadful power was beyond our means. That was when they came. Knights from their church appeared in our village. When we made contact, they told me that the village's god was, in fact, an ancient artifact. That was all I needed to hear. Knowing it wasn't some sort of omnipotent deity, I decided to take drastic measures. I took their god, a blue stone tablet, into my own 2 hands and tried to drop it off a cliff. I wanted nothing more than to end that village's wretched curse, to liberate my heart from the shackles that bound it. But the god was resilient. It fiercely resisted and tried to sap me of my vitality. Just when I realized the knights couldn't save me in time and that my life force was about to run dry, it happened. The brand manifested on my chest. My stigma awoke, and in doing so, stole the power of their god for itself. In moments, it became nothing more than an old slab of stone, crumbling to pieces in my hands. And so, I was exiled from the village. That was how I obtained the freedom I yearned for. After all, I was the heretic who killed the god they worshipped so dearly. So that's what happened. More of a wild ride than you expected, wasn't it? I imagine it sounds like a twisted fairy tale to a city boy like yourself.
No. Seeing your power firsthand is all the proof I need to believe you. I mean, this is no less fantastical than befriending a holy beast of legends, and we've already checked that box.
I guess I can't argue with that. Anyway, after things settled down, the church's knights invited me to the holy city of Arteria. As a vessel for one of the 12 stigmas, I was immediately greeted as a dominion. Then Abbess was assigned to me, and we've been together ever since.
That explains that. If you don't mind my asking, have you ever returned to your village? Surely you must have missed your family.
I think you already know the answer. I brought that village to its knees. The keystone that held them together was destroyed by my hand. What mattered most to me was my freedom. Lifting the village's curse was a means to an end. I didn't truly care what came after. So my punishment is apt. Even my own flesh and blood despises me. From what I heard, the church did return to the village to clean up the mess that was left behind. Some are still there today. Eventually, the scourge wrought by the god they worshipped will fade into the past. Honestly, I wouldn't mind returning someday. Once enough time's gone by, that is. So don't look so glum. It's nothing for you to worry your pretty little head over.
Wazy. You left that home behind. Does that mean you're gonna leave Crossbell too, once your mission is over?
That's right. At the end of the day, I have my orders as a knight of the church. What's the matter? Are you gonna be lonely without me?
Of course I will.
Oh?
Even though we've lost Wald for now, I'm sure we'll bring him to his senses. The testaments will still be here in Crossbell too. And though you may have had an ulterior motive, you were, and still are, a member of our team. So don't forget, you'll always have a place where you belong, right here with us. After all, Crossbell's your second home now, isn't it? You don't need to laugh that hard. I know it was a bit corny, but you know I meant it, right? Oh, good grief. All this time together and you still managed to surprise me. Sure, if I ever feel homesick, I'll come running back to you. Not because I have nowhere else to go, but because Crossbell is special. The place where my fate intertwined with all of yours. Oh, it was so nice, but if I knew it was the final sentence, I would have been like, the place where my fate intertwined with all of yours. And then we fade away. Lloyd and Wazy learned Strike Heaven too. Their Strike Heaven combo crab was strengthened, and that's Heavenly Hosts. That's Wazy for you. Okay, I feel like we've kept Noel waiting long enough. Yep, I'm all for it, girl. Not gonna say no to Noel this time around. End our free time and let's see what's on her minds. What should I do? What am I even doing right now? But still, if I let this opportunity pass me by, Oh, you're already here, Noel. Lloyd! Thanks for coming! Don't mention it. So, I take it you finished going over the plan with Commander Bales? Oh yeah, I did. She promised to keep the Belguard and Tungram forces on standby until noon at the least, so we would have enough time. That's as much as she can allow before they have to start mobilizing, though. That's not ideal, but it's better than nothing. Every last second counts. I guess it just makes our part in this all the more vital. There's no room for error. Right. Don't worry. I'm sure the soldiers in the city will be too focused on defending the perimeter. We'll likely be able to avoid fighting the defense force altogether. It's not that. I'm already prepared to stand against them if we have to. I was just thinking about how pathetic I am. What? Deep down, I knew declaring independence wasn't the right thing to do. I knew that the defense force was a mistake. But I was weak. I was too much of a coward to join Morale's resistance. I just went with the flow and got swept away. It made me realize how sheltered I've been, how naive I was. I've been living in the CGF's bubble, blind to the world around me. The commander granted me an opportunity when she approved my temporary transfer. What have I even done with it? Everyone has these doubts, Noel. So do I. If it weren't for Kia and the others, I would have done exactly what you did. I'm not as bold and heroic as you might think. Not at heart, anyway.
I'm not so sure about that. I honestly think you are. I mean, it takes a certain amount of boldness to declare that I'm all yours.
Huh?
Nothing. Forget I said anything.
Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that the most important part of broadening your horizons is taking a chance. That's exactly what you did when you agreed to join the SSS, and when you came back to us. Maybe it's not my place to say whether or not you made the right decision, but I couldn't be happier that you're here, no. There's no other way I'd rather have it.
Lloyd? Get a hold of yourself, Null Seeker. You've got this. It's no different than a training drill. Assess the situation and keep your eyes on the target.
Oh, I almost forgot why we're out here. You said you wanted to ask me for something? What was it?
Oh, right. That. But, before I get to it, sorry if this is a little too personal a question, but I was wondering, Lloyd, are you dating anyone right now?
Dating?
Don't worry, I didn't mean anything by it. I just... Fran and I were curious is all. Girl talk, you know.
Oh, okay. I guess even you get invested in gossip like that sometimes, huh? Well, it's not by choice or anything, but I'm not seeing anyone, no. Kinda embarrassing, huh? There are so many eligible girls in Crossbell, and yet...
Is that so? Is he really this dense? If that's the case, then... could I ask you to hold on to this for me?
Huh? But... isn't this your Crossbell Guardian Force dog tag?
It is. I figured I wouldn't need it anymore, now that the Defense Force has been established. But I just couldn't throw it away. I've been holding on to it this whole time.
I can't blame you. Why me?
Well, we're gonna be risking a lot tomorrow. That much is a fact. If something were to happen to me... No, never mind that. I want you to keep it for good luck. It would mean a lot to me.
No. I understand. I'd be more than happy to hang on to it for you.
Thank you so much, Lloyd.
It's nothing to thank me for, really. But there's something I want to ask of you, too. Don't forget that you're not going in alone, Noel. We're a team. So please, don't think for even a second about sacrificing yourself to save the rest of us.
What makes you think...
Call it a detective's intuition. I know it's still weighing on your mind. That day you were forced to arrest us. But what's past is past. In the end, you're one of us. And I want you there with us tomorrow.
Lloyd... Roger, I won't let you down.
Still, I'm surprised you'd ask me to keep your dog tag. It feels more like the sort of thing you'd ask a boyfriend to do. Wait. No? Oh. Was giving this to me your way of saying that you... Well, wow. Well, I don't know if this will be a satisfactory answer, but... No? Could I ask you to hold on to this for me in return? Huh? Your tag from the Crossbell Police Department? It's my only one, so I really shouldn't be giving it away as an officer on active duty. But until we've solved this crisis, I want you to keep it, Null. And once this is all said and done, I'll give you a more proper answer. It would be my honor. Oh, man. I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff. I'm eating it all up. We're just romantic visual novel right now, and I am just here for it. Seeker found. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. And finally, the girl I kept waiting the longest. Dear Rixia. I will indeed accept your invitation. I'll let poor Ellie know. And then, I'm curious about what she wants to do in the future. I mean, she said Arkansas, but is she truly ready to put all of the Yin legacy behind her? Let's delve deeper into Rixia Mao. The moon is beautiful tonight, isn't it? Lloyd. It feels like we have a habit of meeting up on moonlit nights like these. It's strangely fitting, considering your role as the Moon Princess. Perhaps you're right. The moon exists in both the shadow and the light. In some ways, the same could be said of myself. I have led my life under cover of dark, barred from any place the sun could reach. But that changed when you came to Crossbell. You've stepped out of the shadows and into the light. Wouldn't you agree? Yes, I have no intention of denying that any longer. But still, the past that shaped my present, the darkness on the far side of the surface, it runs deeper than you can even imagine. I refer, of course, to the legacy of Yin. The hidden, lightless path my father passed down to me. You've alluded to that before. If it's all right, would you mind telling me the full story this time? I want to know who you were before you came to Crossbell. I want to know the Rixia Mao that I have yet to meet. All right. It's funny, Lloyd. I've always had a feeling that I would end up telling you about all this. My earliest memories of life were of my father and me. I have no recollection of my mother. I believe he kept me from her at a young age, so that I could be reared as an heir to the legacy of Yin. That may sound absurd, but to me, it was perfectly normal. Intense training, hidden weaponry, and talisman mastery were just a part of my daily life growing up. I did attend Sunday school as we traveled from place to place. Doing so allowed me to develop the skills to interact with others. In contrast, life with father was neither strict nor kind, neither cold nor loving. He was there to teach, and my responsibility was to learn. After all, inheriting the title of Yin was an all-encompassing duty. There was simply too much to pass down to do anything but. The lives, skills, and wisdom of generations upon generations of Yin.
how to prepare for any conceivable situation and kill any conceivable target. For Yin's storied history to continue, for the legend to live on, the successor must inherit everything from the predecessor. And so I did just that. I became exactly the kind of person Yin is, was, and ever would be. Essentially, anyway, the succession cannot occur while the previous Yin is still alive. There can only ever be one Yin. That fact will never change. In the meantime, I would spend many quiet days waiting for Father to return home from his duties. Every time he did, he would outline his missions in fine detail to further prepare me for when I would take his place as Yin. In the public eye, I would assume the persona of a normal girl, but behind it, carrying the legacy was my entire world. That is, until Father was diagnosed with a terminal illness, and that world was shattered. Father's strength was incredible, even compared to the generations of Yin before him. Disease, however, was a foe even he could not defeat. He chose to accept it, even opting against a surgery that would have prolonged his life. And then, one day, he called me to his side and ordered me to kill him, thereby officially inheriting the role of Yin. But I couldn't. Never once had I disobeyed Father, but that was an order I could not abide by. For the first time in my life, I was afraid. I couldn't help but wonder if I, the Yin he had raised and molded, had become a failure in his eyes. After all, what kind of daughter deprives her father of his dying wish? I was in sheer agony at the thought, and with a weak smile, Father turned to me and said, "This is who you are. It is up to you to decide the Yin you will be." 1 month later, he was gone. And with that, I was Yin. I inherited Father's connections and resources, and used Nihon and a black shawl to conceal my figure. My skills were still no match for his, but I was able to resume his work without delay. It is up to you to decide the Yin you will be. I couldn't parse what he truly meant by that. Instead, I put my head down and continued forward, letting things come as they may. 2 years later, I accepted a long-term contract with Heiyui. I was to aid them in their power struggle with the local mafia at a key center of commerce near Culver's western border, Crossbell City. Upon arrival, I began to scout out the city to prepare for my duties when I stumbled upon a certain theater in the entertainment district. By pure coincidence, there was a rehearsal being held for the public that day. The rest, as you know, was history. No kidding. That was the day that you fell into Ilya's clutches. Back then, I tried to come up with any excuse I could to refuse her offer to join the troupe. But as you can imagine, Ilya just wouldn't take no for an answer. So I eventually surrendered, becoming the newest member of Arkansas. I was both physically fit and experienced in concealing my identity, so I convinced myself it would be a smart cover while in Crossbell. The training was much more strenuous than I envisioned, though. I found it rather difficult to play the roles of both Yin and Rixia. Thank you, Rixia. I'm happy you could tell me this. Not at all. I don't think it's a particularly interesting story, so I hope it wasn't too dull for you. When all is said and done, though, this is the path I've inherited from my father and our ancestors before him. Even with the light of Arkansas in my life.
The path of yin is one I could never truly stray from. Not entirely.
I see. It is up to you to decide the yin you will be. And yin inherits everything, right? Then now that you've found Arkan'Seal and accepted it as a light in your life, wouldn't that mean yin has to do the same?
Well,
all things change with time. Everything about life and the way we live it evolves. Not because it can, but because it has to. It's by passing those changes down that mankind has been able to move forward through history. I wonder if your father was thinking the same thing when he said those words to you. It is true that as a member of the police force, I can't condone anything that could be considered criminal. But I still think you should heed those words and strive to be your own yin, the one you want to be. On the other hand, you could always choose to sever your ties to yin for good. But even if you decided to step off the path entirely, I don't think your father would mind. I think he would give you that same smile and those same words. This is who you are.
oh,
You had a good father, Ixia. It may have not been in the same way as most other families, but he truly did love you. At least, that's what I believe.
Father. Why? Even the day he died, I didn't shed a single tear.
You've grown, Rixia, ever since the moment you joined Illy and the others. I don't know what path you're going to take, or where it might lead you. But if you let me, I'd like to be there for you at each and every step, the way your father would have done. I want to be there to see the person you become, now that you've found your light.
Lloyd.
True twin dragon strike. It's an honor to fight by your side, Yin. And with that, Mao Than a feeling. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Whew. And with that, checking out the record screen, forged a strong bond with Ellie, Tio, Randy, Noel, Wazy, Rixia. Now Dudley and Kia and the rest will have to see how we do. But everybody, that's been an extra long special Bondy episodes of Trails to Azure. Tune in next time when we blast off and we take back freaking Crossbell City. Having already sort of played the opening before I reloaded the save and came back here. Oh boy, we're in for a ride. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Carl, and this has been Trails to Completion.